how to do the lesser ritual of the pentagram by Aleister Crowley in Liber O.
Here we have Aleister Crowley with Mary Desty and Lila Waddell's Magic, Liber ABA, Book 4, and within it we will find Liber O and Aleister Crowley's lesser ritual of the pentagram. Then, later in Book 4, Aleister Crowley provides his commentaries, his notes, on the lesser ritual of the pentagram, where he writes, "Its main point is to establish in the astral 4 pentagrams, 1 in each quarter, and 2 hexagrams, one above, the other below, thus enclosing the magician, as it were, in a consecrated box. By this practice, the aura becomes concentrated about the soul, thus receiving fresh purity and force from that fountain of all light and power. It then returns to its normal size, fortified, even invulnerable." While this ritual can be used as a banishing or invoking ritual, Crowley goes on to write, "Those who regard this ritual as a mere device to invoke or banish spirits are unworthy to possess it. Properly understood, it is the medicine of metals and the stone of the wise."
I'm going to go through the structure of the ritual as well as show you how it is performed, and then following that I'll talk a little bit about my personal experiences working with this ritual and how we have adjusted the Hebrew based on our knowledge of the language.
The ritual begins with the Kabbalistic Cross, so start by touching your forehead and say, Atah. Then bring your hand down to the breast and say, Malchut. Then move the hand to the right shoulder and say, Vegevura, and to the left shoulder, Vegedula. Then say, Le'olam, Amen. Then begin by drawing your first pentagram of earth, clockwise for invoking and counterclockwise for banishing, and vibrate Yehovah. This takes us to the first sign, the sign of the Enterer, which is performed as follows by bending forward with your leg and foot and pointing with the hands. Then retreat to the sign of silence by bringing the hand to the mouth and stand there for a moment. Then bring your circle around to connect it and draw another pentagram of earth. Now vibrate the name Adonai. Retreat into the sign of silence and connect the circle around and draw another pentagram of earth and vibrate Ehiyah. Then Agla, doing the same signs in each quarter, connecting the circle around, finally to the sign of the cross, where you will then begin to call upon the archangels. Before me, Raphael. Behind me, Gabriel. On my right hand, Michael. On my left hand, Oriel. Crowley says you can interpret them as you will, so those were paintings that I created of them. Then say, for about me flames the pentagram, and in the column stands the 6-rayed star. After that, complete the Kabbalistic Cross once again, and that's it.
Performed, that ritual looks as so. before me. Raphael, behind me. Gabriel, my right hand. Michael, my left hand. For about me flames the pentagram, and in the column stands the six-rayed star. As I mentioned previously, this was one of the first things that I learned when I started practicing magic, and I think it has been such a great, wonderful thing to have learned initially, because learning this ritual has protected me so many times and saved my life in situations that were very spiritually dangerous, either performing the ritual in the room around me or in the mind in what Crowley calls the astral temple. You can perform this ritual in your own head, and it will be as effective. In fact, working on that astral temple is really important. So, with that, and having gone to school for many years where classes were in Hebrew, I went to a private Jewish school where half our classes were things like biblical studies and things like that, different Hebrew texts, and so we were writing in Hebrew and speaking Hebrew. So when I came upon this ritual, I always was a little bit confused about some of the language in the Hebrew. So together with Salwe Coagula, he's just changed the grammar slightly. So basically, instead of saying ata, you would be saying lecha, and that's based on the grammar that's on the actual verse in Hebrew that's in Chronicles. Then instead of saying vegebura, you would say vehagebura, then you would say vehagedula instead of vegedula. And then leolam amen is the same. So that you may have seen in a previous video, and a lot of people have asked me questions about that. So that's basically what we've done there, and let that sort of inspire you to think about rituals and practice them and see if you can make some kind of changes that make it more meaningful to you and make it more interesting. In fact, there are other versions of this pentagram ritual that I have been working with through my time as a magician that I like and have used a lot, and I can go through those in another video if you all would be interested in that. I hope you enjoyed learning how to perform Ritual of the Pentagram as written by Aleister Crowley in Liber O. Remember to subscribe to my channel for weekly videos about art and magic, and thank you for watching.